Welcome to UFO Files. I'm your host, Ben Carter. From the icy landscapes of Antarctica to the arid deserts of the Middle East, mysterious, unidentified objects have been reported. But perhaps nowhere does the phenomenon resonate more ominously than over the smoking battlegrounds of our world's most hostile war zones. Consider the baffling incident that unfolded over Vietnam in 1968. American soldiers, stationed in the dense jungles, reported repeated sightings of strange, glowing disks slicing through the midnight sky. These apparitions were neither enemy aircraft nor known Allied technology, and yet they were there, night after night, defying all conventional understanding. The sightings were not isolated incidents. They were documented in numerous reports, now declassified but largely unexplained by military intelligence. These hovering disks exhibited advanced capabilities, performing maneuvers that challenged the laws of physics. Strikingly, they seemed to show an uncanny interest in the conflict below. Observations detailed how these objects would appear during the heaviest of firefights, silently gliding over the battlefield, as if observing the human strife below. And then, as suddenly as they appeared, they would vanish into the night sky, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. As these reports reached the higher echelons of the American military, they were met with a chilling silence. No explanations were provided, no hypotheses proposed. The sightings, disturbing as they were quietly filed away, left to gather dust in the deepest recesses of classified vaults. But the Vietnam War was not an isolated incident. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and we find ourselves in the sandy landscapes of Iraq. Here, amidst the chaos of Operation Desert Storm, soldiers from the multinational force reported similar sightings. Unidentified craft, performing impossible maneuvers, appearing and disappearing with an eerie regularity during intense combat operations. And again, the official response was a resounding silence. The leaks and declassified reports continue to gather dust, hidden away from public scrutiny. The unsettling pattern of UFOs appearing over war zones is not a figment of overactive imaginations or mistaken sightings. It is a phenomenon that begs for a serious investigation. So, we must ask, are these unidentified objects trying to intervene in human conflicts? Are they observers, chronicling our violent history? Or are they, perhaps, the puppeteers, subtly influencing the course of human events? The answers remain elusive, shrouded in the secrecy and silence of official documentation. But the question persists, echoing through the annals of forbidden knowledge. UFOs over war zones. Are they trying to prevent conflict? To truly appreciate the historical foundation of this intriguing phenomenon, we must cast our gaze back to the tempestuous years of World War II. From the unforgiving skies over Europe to the vast stretches of the Pacific, reports of strange, unidentified objects permeated numerous theaters of war. These accounts, largely dismissed as war nerves or optical illusions, have since come to be known as the Foo Fighter sightings. The term Foo Fighter was coined by the U.S. 415th Night Fighter Squadron, stationed in France during the waning years of the war. The pilots reported sightings of mysterious luminous objects that defied explanation. Radiant spheres and disks that would follow or outpace their aircraft, displaying extraordinary agility and speed. These sightings were not isolated to American forces. Reports came from British, German, and Japanese pilots, all describing similar inexplicable encounters. It was an era defined by unprecedented global conflict and rapid technological advancements. The world was in the throes of a new age, split between the horror of war and the hope of emerging scientific discoveries. It was a time when the boundaries of what was deemed possible were being pushed daily. Yet, amidst the chaos and innovation, the Foo Fighter phenomenon remained an enigma, a mystery tucked away in the margins of history. Beyond the realm of military encounters, the mid-20th century also marked a significant shift in public sentiment. High-profile events such as the Roswell incident in 1947, followed by the establishment of Project Blue Book by the U.S. Air Force in 1952, brought the UFO phenomenon to the forefront of public consciousness. These events, coupled with the Cold War's pervasive climate of fear and mistrust, created a fertile ground for theories of extraterrestrial visitation and government cover-ups. As we sift through the chronicles of these past encounters, we start to discern an uncanny pattern. UFOs have consistently appeared over war zones, displaying a seemingly intentional interest in human conflict. This pattern, repeated across different eras and geographies, suggests a level of intent, a purpose that goes beyond mere coincidence. Whether these unidentified objects are observers, influencers, or something far more complex is a riddle that remains unsolved. Yet one thing is clear: the eerie dance of UFOs over war zones is a phenomenon that extends back to the earliest days of modern warfare. It's a thread that weaves through our history, persisting in the face of skepticism and secrecy, a reminder that there are mysteries in our world that resist easy explanations. It's a narrative that challenges us to question our understanding of the world and our place within it. As we delve deeper into this enigma, we tread the path of the forbidden, the suppressed, and the unexplained. Among the key witnesses of UFO encounters during times of war are trained military personnel whose testimonies lend a certain level of credibility to these incidents. One such account comes from Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, an official of Project Blue Book, the U.S. Air Force's program to investigate UFO sightings. He documented an incident from the Korean War, where a U.S. Army patrol in May 1951 encountered a jack-o'-lantern-like object emitting a blue-green brilliance. The soldiers shot at it, but it silently floated over their heads, casting a peculiar glow on the landscape, before disappearing. Fast forward to the Vietnam War, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Brown was piloting a B-52 bomber when he and his crew saw a glowing, disc-shaped object pacing their aircraft. Despite their attempts to evade it, the UFO mimicked their maneuvers with uncanny precision. The radar operators also confirmed the presence of an unexplained blip on their radar screens. No enemy aircraft could match the speed and agility of the UFO. Even more recently, during the 1991 Gulf War, there were reports of UFO sightings by coalition forces. A British soldier, who chose to remain anonymous, reported seeing a triangular craft hovering silently in the night sky. He managed to snap a few photographs of the object before it disappeared. These images were later analyzed by experts and were found to be unaltered, adding to the mystery. Declassified documents also hint at high-level knowledge of these incidents. The Cometa report, issued by a group of high-ranking French military and intelligence officers, suggests that the strategic implications of the UFO phenomenon should not be ignored. The report candidly discusses the potential influence of these unidentified objects on global security and even hypothesizes that they could be extraterrestrial in origin. Similarly, the UK's Ministry of Defence released files in 2008 that include sightings of UFOs by RAF personnel, some of which occurred in or near war zones. One such report from 1982 describes an encounter with a UFO by an RAF pilot and two radar operators who witnessed a strange object moving at high speed across their radar screens. These testimonies and documents add to the mounting evidence of UFO appearances over war zones. They come from credible sources and are supported by physical evidence, such as radar reports and photographs. While they don't provide definitive answers, they deepen the mystery and challenge us to consider the possibility that we may not be alone. They confront us with the reality of the unknown, the unexplained, and the inexplicable, pushing us further into the realm of the forbidden and the uncharted. At the heart of this phenomenon lies a captivating theory that has been whispered in the hushed corridors of conspiracy. These unidentified flying objects are not merely observing human conflict, but actively intervening to prevent it. The theory suggests that these UFOs are populated by extraterrestrial beings who, for reasons yet unknown, are invested in preventing global warfare, possibly due to concerns about the survival of our planet, the repercussions of nuclear warfare, or even the potential impact on their own civilizations. Indeed, this theory is not as far-fetched as it may initially appear. There are numerous accounts of UFOs interfering with nuclear facilities, both in war zones and in peacetime. Officers from the U.S. Air Force have reported incidents where UFOs apparently deactivated nuclear missiles in their silos. In 1980, at the height of the Cold War, an incident at the Rendlesham Forest Base in the UK involved a UFO reportedly emitting a beam of light towards the ground, right into the nuclear weapons storage area. Similarly, during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, Israeli Air Force pilots reported seeing UFOs near the Sinai front. These UFOs were said to emit intense light, effectively blinding the pilots and forcing them to abort their missions. Was this a deliberate intervention to halt the conflict? The central mystery, however, is why. Why would extraterrestrial beings have an interest in our conflicts? What do they stand to gain or lose from our wars? These questions remain unanswered, their weight adding to the enigma. The theory is further complicated by the high-level secrecy surrounding the UFO phenomenon. Governments and militaries around the world remain tight-lipped, contributing to a pervasive culture of silence and denial. It would seem that the phenomenon is not only unexplained but also suppressed, perhaps due to fears of public panic or the implications for our understanding of life beyond Earth. Yet, the evidence continues to accumulate, suggesting that something inexplicable is happening over our war zones. These UFOs defy conventional explanation, challenging our understanding of technology, physics, and the very nature of reality. Their presence invites us to venture beyond the known, into the realm of the extraordinary, where forbidden knowledge and hidden truths lie in wait. It beckons us to question and probe further into the truth that may be out there. The UFOs over war zones phenomenon presents us with a tantalizing jigsaw puzzle, one that not only encompasses our human conflicts but also reaches into the stars. It is a mystery that stirs the mind and quickens the pulse. It invites us to look up and wonder, are we truly alone? Or is there something, or someone, watching us from above, guiding us away from our destructive tendencies and towards a more peaceful existence? Shifting focus to the tangible, let's delve into the physical evidence that supports the presence of unidentified aerial phenomena over conflict zones. While eyewitness accounts and declassified governmental reports provide significant support, the hard data, crash sites, metallic debris, biological anomalies, electromagnetic interference, and verified radar returns offer an even more compelling argument for the existence of these enigmatic entities. The Roswell incident in 1947 is perhaps the most renowned UFO crash site that comes to mind. Military authorities initially announced that they had recovered a flying saucer, only to retract the statement later, claiming it was merely a weather balloon. Yet those who saw the wreckage reported materials that were extraordinarily lightweight and durable, unlike anything known to our technology during that era. In 1986, during a flight over Alaska, Japan Airlines Flight 1628 encountered 3 unidentified objects. The objects were confirmed by both ground and airborne radar returns, and the pilots described the largest as resembling a shelled walnut. The aircraft experienced intense heat and radio interference, phenomena that have no easy explanation in known technology or natural events. Moreover, biological anomalies tied to UFO encounters cannot be ignored. In the 1980 case of Cash Landrum, the witnesses reported intense heat from a diamond-shaped object, leading to acute radiation sickness. This physiological effect suggests an interaction with an unknown form of energy or radiation not typically associated with known aircraft or weaponry. In a similar vein, electromagnetic interference frequently accompanies UFO sightings. During the 1976 Tehran UFO incident, an Iranian F-4 Phantom II interceptor attempted to launch a missile at a UFO, only to find its systems suddenly and inexplicably malfunctioning. The UFO itself was confirmed by multiple radar stations, showing an object moving at a speed and maneuverability far beyond known aircraft capabilities. Furthermore, the Belgian UFO wave from 1989 to 1991 left us with some of the most robust radar data confirming the presence of unidentified aerial phenomena. The Belgian Air Force released reports of fast-moving triangular objects that were tracked by multiple radar systems, demonstrating flight characteristics beyond known technology. These instances provide compelling evidence that something extraordinary is happening in our skies. The materials, biological effects, and technological disruptions all point to phenomena that push the boundaries of our understanding. They suggest a presence that is not just observing, but actively interacting with our world. As we continue to collect and analyze this evidence, we move closer to deciphering the mystery of UFOs over war zones. In the face of these extraordinary accounts, it is perhaps surprising to find that the official response from governments, military agencies, and intelligence bodies has often been one of denial or evasion. To understand this, we must delve into the murky world of officialdom, where the truth is often obscured by a maze of classified projects, disinformation campaigns, and efforts to silence key witnesses. One such example is the infamous Project Blue Book, an initiative launched by the United States Air Force in 1952 designed to investigate UFO sightings. Despite logging over 12,000 sightings, the project concluded in 1969 with the official statement that no UFO reported, investigated, or evaluated by the Air Force posed any threat to national security. The project's conclusion, despite the volume of unexplained sightings, has led many to question whether the truth was intentionally hidden. Similarly, in Britain, the Ministry of Defense maintained an official stance that UFOs posed no threat to national security, and therefore warranted no further investigation. However, in 2007, a cache of declassified files revealed that they had indeed been conducting investigations into UFO sightings for many years. These files included detailed reports, photographs, and even sketches, highlighting the extent to which the official line was at odds with the reality behind closed doors. Perhaps the most notorious example of information suppression came in the aftermath of the 1947 Roswell incident. Initially, the military reported that a flying disc had been recovered. However, this statement was quickly retracted, replaced by a claim that the object was merely a conventional weather balloon. The ongoing controversy surrounding this event has only been heightened by claims of an orchestrated cover-up, with witnesses alleging threats from mysterious men in black suits warning them to remain silent. These denials and disinformation campaigns are not restricted to Western nations. The Iranian government's reaction to the 1976 Tehran UFO incident was equally evasive. Despite multiple radar confirmations and eyewitness accounts from military personnel, the official explanation was that the UFO was merely an atmospheric phenomenon. In each instance, it seems that the aim was to quell public curiosity and maintain a semblance of control over a situation that, by its very nature, defied conventional understanding. The question that remains is whether this was merely damage control, an attempt to prevent mass hysteria, or if there is something more significant at play. Could it be that these entities, these governments and military bodies, know more than they're letting on? As we delve further into this enigma, we realize that the truth is sometimes not only stranger than fiction, it's also more elusive. The persistent mystery surrounding UFOs and their apparent interest in our war zones brings humanity face to face with a profound existential dilemma. If these phenomena are indeed manifestations of extraterrestrial intelligence, then we are forced to concede that we are not alone in this universe, a realization that would fundamentally alter our perspectives on reality, authority, and our place in the cosmos. From a psychological viewpoint, it's a staggering proposition. We have long considered ourselves the pinnacle of intelligence and civilization. The idea that there are beings superior to us, surveying our conflicts from the skies, is a humbling and, for some, a disturbing prospect. Confronted with this reality, humanity may have to grapple with a sense of inferiority, a challenge to our self-perceived supremacy. Religiously and philosophically, the existence of extraterrestrial life forces us to question our established belief systems. If there are other intelligent beings, where do they fit into our spiritual paradigms? Are they also created in the image of a divine entity, as many religions propose for humans? Or do they have their own spiritual systems, their own gods, their own understanding of the cosmos and life's purpose? The implications are profound and could instigate a seismic shift in our collective spiritual consciousness. Societally, the acknowledgement of extraterrestrial presence could have far-reaching implications. It could disrupt the power structures that we've built, challenging the authority of governments and institutions. If these entities have the capability to hover undetected over our most fortified areas, it becomes evident that our earthly defenses are futile against such advanced technology. This could lead to a drastic reshuffling of global power hierarchies, where nations may need to come together to address a common extraterrestrial concern. Furthermore, if these UFOs are indeed monitoring our war zones with an intent to prevent conflict, it raises even more profound questions about their motives and their understanding of human nature. Are they benevolent watchers, attempting to guide us towards a peaceful existence? Or are they dispassionate observers, studying our species, our propensity for violence, and our means of conflict resolution? In either case, their interest in our wars suggests that they are deeply invested in our evolution as a species. This could lead us to reevaluate our own approach to conflict and perhaps even consider the notion that our wars are not just destructive to our own species, but potentially disruptive to a larger, cosmic community. These questions, these implications, they all serve to underscore the immense potential significance of the UFO phenomena. They challenge us to reconsider our understanding of reality, to question our notions of authority, and to redefine our place within the cosmic order. As we continue to probe the enigma of UFOs over war zones, we are not just seeking answers about them, but also about ourselves, our nature, and our place in the universe. As we delve deeper into the 21st century, the resurgence of interest in the UFO phenomena is remarkable, particularly in the realm of popular media. Documentaries, podcasts, and even mainstream news outlets are increasingly giving serious attention to this enigmatic topic. A prime example of this is the 2020 docuseries Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation, which featured interviews with highly credible military personnel and government officials, significantly enhancing the public perception of the phenomena. The ubiquity of smartphones and digital media platforms has also played a significant role in this resurgence. With recording devices now in nearly everyone's pocket, sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena are being documented and shared globally at an unprecedented rate. This abundance of first-hand evidence has made it increasingly difficult to dismiss or ignore the phenomena and has fueled a growing public demand for transparency and disclosure. This demand hasn't gone unnoticed by the corridors of power. The U.S. Congress, under public pressure, has begun to take the phenomena seriously. In December 2020, the Senate Intelligence Committee, led by Senator Marco Rubio, included a directive in their annual Intelligence Authorization Bill, requiring the Pentagon to deliver a comprehensive report on the UFO phenomena to Congress. This government-led initiative is indicative of a seismic shift in policy and attitude towards the phenomena. In addition, the U.S. Navy's acknowledgement of leaked aerial footage as authentic, unidentified aerial phenomena has further legitimized the discourse around UFOs. The videos, captured by Navy pilots and released by former Pentagon official Luis Elizondo in 2017, depict objects exhibiting flight characteristics that defy our current understanding of physics. The confirmation of these videos has pushed the conversation about UFOs from the fringes into the mainstream. Notably, the recent media coverage and policy changes seem to be significantly shifting public opinion. A 2020 Ipsos poll revealed that 45% of Americans believe that extraterrestrials have visited Earth, a marked increase from previous years. This shift in belief is not merely confined to the general public. High-ranking officials, such as former CIA Director R. James Woolsey, have publicly acknowledged the possibility of extraterrestrial presence. In essence, the modern resurgence of interest in the UFO phenomena and its potential implications for our understanding of conflict represents a watershed moment in our collective consciousness. It challenges long-held assumptions, stimulates new lines of inquiry, and opens up new possibilities for understanding our place in the cosmic order. This renewed attention is not only changing public opinion and policy, but also paving the way for serious, academic inquiry into a subject that was once considered taboo. As the veil of secrecy begins to lift, we may find ourselves at the cusp of a new era in human understanding. In the realm of fringe theories and speculative extensions, the UFO event has been interpreted in a multitude of ways. Some believe that these inexplicable phenomena are a manifestation of alien contact. They argue that the recurring presence of UFOs over war zones may be a message from extraterrestrials, an attempt to warn humanity about the destructive potential of conflict, or perhaps a demonstration of their superior technology intended to deter further conflict. Others propose a more radical interpretation, suggesting that these UFOs could be incursions from the future. The concept of time travel, while disputed by most mainstream physicists, is a tantalizing idea that has gained some traction within certain circles. These proponents argue that the UFO phenomena could be glimpses of advanced technology from our own future, sent back to dissuade us from the path of war. Similarly, another subset of theorists suggest that these unidentified aerial phenomena might be evidence of interdimensional portals. They postulate that these UFOs could represent beings or technologies from parallel universes breaching the dimensional divide. This theory, while seemingly outlandish, aligns with some interpretations of quantum mechanics and the multiverse hypothesis, adding a layer of scientific plausibility to this speculative interpretation. However, there are those who believe the explanation to be more terrestrial in nature. They posit that these UFOs could be the result of secret tech programs run by world governments or private corporations, testing cutting-edge technology in the shadows. The sightings over war zones, then, could be the unintentional glimpses of these clandestine operations. Finally, the hybrid agenda theory proposes that these UFOs are part of a secret program of genetic manipulation conducted by extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings. Proponents of this theory suggest that these beings are either creating a hybrid species for unknown purposes or subtly influencing human evolution. The sightings over war zones, according to this perspective, could be related to the observation, manipulation, or even harvesting of human genetic material during times of intense conflict. These interpretations, while highly speculative, represent the variety of perspectives that have emerged surrounding the UFO phenomena. Each theory, in its own way, attempts to make sense of the seemingly inexplicable, to find meaning in the mystery. While these fringe theories may seem outlandish, they underscore the profound implications of the UFO phenomena and the depth of our desire to understand our place in the universe. As our understanding of the universe expands, perhaps one day we will unlock the secrets that these enigmatic phenomena hold. And yet, despite these theories and the evidence presented, there remain more questions than answers. Even as we probe the depths of the mystery, we find ourselves confronted with a profound enigma that defies easy explanation. The UFO phenomena, particularly over war zones, present us with a puzzle that resists all conventional interpretation. For instance, if these UFOs are indeed extraterrestrial or interdimensional visitors, why would they focus on zones of human conflict? Are they simply observers, or is there a more active interventionist strategy at play? And if so, what is their ultimate objective? Moreover, what does their presence in these areas of violence and chaos reveal about their understanding of human nature and our propensity for warfare? If we subscribe to the theory of time travelers, we must grapple with the paradoxes and complexities inherent to such a notion. How would they navigate the intricacies of time and causality? And why choose to reveal themselves in the theaters of war instead of more peaceful and stable eras? And if the UFOs are indeed the products of secret technological programs, we must ask why these programs would allow their cutting-edge technologies to be seen, even briefly, in areas fraught with tension and conflict. Is it mere oversight, or could there be a more calculated reasoning behind these sightings? Finally, if these phenomena are part of a grander hybrid agenda, we are left to wonder about the ultimate purpose of such a scheme. What could possibly be gained from hybridizing human beings or subtly influencing our evolution, particularly during periods of war? As we ponder these lingering questions, we are reminded of the vast and complex universe we inhabit and the mysteries it continues to harbor. The enigma of UFOs over war zones forces us to confront not just the possibility of life beyond our planet, but also the nature of warfare, our understanding of technology, and the very essence of human existence. Let these questions serve as an invitation to explore, to question, and to remain open to the unknown. Therein lies the power of the unexplained, not in providing neat and tidy answers, but in challenging our perceptions and pushing the boundaries of our understanding. As we delve into the world of the forbidden and the unknown, let us not forget that the universe is a place of infinite mystery and possibility. And while we may not have all the answers today, the pursuit of truth remains an enduring testament to our enduring curiosity and our determination to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos. Remember, what we know is a drop, what we don't know, an ocean. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of UFO Files. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.